guys, how's it going? I'm here to do the reading for the week of October 26th. So it'll cover between October 26th to the 1st of November. I can't believe it's November already. This year has flown. So a couple things. So the astrology. I'll say it. While I'm talking, I'm going to shuffle and take 3 cards for the spirit animal reading at the end. So I'll put 3 cards down here face down. You can choose which one you want to read with, and I'll read them at the end of the reading. I'll only take cards that come up face down. So the big transits for the week is today, Venus is sextile Pluto. Venus in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn. Tomorrow there is the new moon in Scorpio. So the Sabians for this are very interesting. A little high drama. It's clear that it's a turning point, and actually it's quite interesting because here in Italy, the weather in Milan has been like obviously global warming insane. And it's been beautiful and sunny and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And after tomorrow, the temperature drops like 25 degrees. So it's like shit gets real. Fall is here. After this new moon, it's another season. And the sun and the moon are at, the Sabian for the degree they're on is a massive rocky shore. And they are opposite Uranus, which is sitting on a Sabian that's, the full one is a youthful widow, fresh and soul cleansed from grief, kneels at an open grave to receive the secret of eternal life, right? So there's a lot of, purification. The rocky shore is a bit ominous. And I'll do a reading on Monday specifically for the new moon. So I won't go into them now. Now, the rest of the transits, I'll explain why I have these cards here in a second. The rest of the transits are that after the same day as this new moon, Mars and Saturn are square. So Mars in Libra is going to square Saturn in Capricorn. And that's a fight. So when Mars and Saturn square off, literally, Mars wants to do something, Saturn says no, or Saturn says you're going to have to pick. You can't do both. You're going to have to choose one way or the other, and I'm going to make it a difficult choice for you, because that's what Saturn does. And then towards the end of the week, on the 30th, Mercury conjuncts Venus. Venus is behind Mercury right now. She's going to move pretty quickly because he's slowing down. They will meet on the 30th. They will have one final meeting. Mercury goes retrograde on the 31st, and then on the 1st, Venus moves into Sagittarius, right? So I went to the Lenormand and I asked, what is the fight between Mars and Saturn about? And I got the stork, which is, new births, birthing new things, creation, moving forward. And the advice on the stork card is hold off, like wait a second. And then I said, what's the meeting about? What are Mercury and Venus meeting about? And I got the ring. So it's about offers, right? Like, what are we offering? What are we accepting? So the advice here that I see, like, that these two conversations are going to bring, and obviously Mercury is going to go retrograde. So whatever this offer is, like, Saturn's going to tell Mars to wait a second while he's moving forward, because Mercury needs to go back and investigate this offer a little bit better. Like, do I want it? Do I not want it? What's actually involved? And it's one of the things I talked about in my Scorpio video. So if you haven't seen that, if you find yourself suddenly lost during this season, that might offer some advice. Now let's get to the cards for the rest of the week. Can I have, please, the energy for Aries for the week of October 26th? The other funny thing is that my mom is about to land in Milan, and she hasn't been here in so many years. My mother and I have tremendous love for each other, but at a great distance. She's very Aquarian. I'm very Aries. You know, we each like to do things our way. So when we're in tight spaces, it's tough. So this next week will be interesting. It's going to feel like a massive rocky shore around my house. So energy, please, for the week of October 26th. Okay. Interesting. Vanity. Let's see how the rest of that plays out. Can we get the messages for Aries? Okay. Oh, all right. Happy, but in the protection message. Okay. And then the challenges. What challenges can Aries expect the week of October 26th? Challenges, week of October 26th. Oh, good. Well, that's the 26th. So what challenges for Aries? Innocence. Okay. So young grasshopper. So it's like looking to me here that we have to be careful when we get into too much of like, yeah, I don't need your help. I don't need your this. I got this. So this, you know, this is the moon card, and it talks about knowledge, and what you think you know. And obviously the Zen master with the grasshopper is the being okay with the absence of knowledge, enjoying like the young grasshopper. The happy reminds us to lighten up. That if we're not happy, we should do what we have to flip this card around. And sometimes what blocks us from the, you know, and it's interesting because it can go either way here, right? So the energy of vanity, you know what, let's get some more cards before I start finishing this, because I'm not sure if the problem is the innocence or the problem's the vanity, right? So let's see what the rest of the cards say. Can I have 3 more cards for the story for Aries for the week of October 26th? I mean, this definitely says lighten up. So, you know, it's like whatever potential obstacles that may be coming at us, or things not working out the way we like, or this just kind of overall very heavy energy that may tend to weigh us down. It's like, just let it go, you know, get into your Italian mind frame. Okay, so the Hermit, the King of Pentacles. One more card, please. One more card, please, for Aries. Lots of men. You see how there's all these men here and the only females like turned upside down? One more card, please, for Aries for the week of October 26th, 2019. One more card, please, for Aries. Okay, and so that's that. This is always like, I always think this card is like my self-satisfaction card, but not in a good way. Like most people say, like, you know, wish fulfillment. I actually think this guy looks like an asshole. And interesting, these are both 9s, right? And this is a 19. So this talks about like the need to have more, like to be the best, to outshine, to have everyone recognize you as something else. And both of these are kind of like spiritual cards, right? Like searching. You can see he's looking to the young grasshopper, and he's looking to the light inside of this. And then in all of this sort of like I apologize for the noise outside. My neighbors are insanely, they put their kids in the hallway and then let them scream there for like 15 minutes. It's really annoying. But you have these sort of 2 male expressions, right? There's the spiritual side of the wisdom seeker, and then you have this other one who's like about monetary gain, about being seen, about having more, right? And the only female energy that we have here is kind of turned on its head, which wants to be playful, wants to be, you know, just with your dress blowing in the wind and sort of enjoying life. So it feels to me like there may be this sort of, and this is kind of like the Mars and Saturn thing, I think, that Saturn may be up there pushing us to feel like we have to do more, we have to climb higher, we have to get better. It's all about making the money. It's all about adding more to those cups, getting to the top of that mountain. And then there's this other sort of argument going on, or there's this other position of, no, it's about spiritual pursuit, you know, and like trying to find the balance between these two pieces. Or maybe you're torn in between two of these people. There's one who's telling you to go follow your wisdom. There's one that's telling you, no, you got to make the money. I want to do what my heart wants to do. No, but that won't end up making you any, like, where's that going to take you in your future? And what I would say is, you know, going back to these two cards here that came out at the beginning, you know, the stork has to kind of like choose a direction to fly in. And it may be that you're in the process of understanding which direction is for you. And before you actually commit to something, and then Mercury's going to go retrograde to discover what that is, that actually what the key to everything kind of lies here in flipping this card upside down, because it's like this energy is all direct, all straightforward, and all happening. This one needs to be turned around so that in this moment where you may be deciding between monetary happiness or saving your soul, that conversation in your own head may be driving you crazy. And what this card says here is relax. You don't have to engage with either one of these, you know. You can just sort of step out and take a break when you like. You don't have to head to the mountain or become the Zen master. You don't have to become the King of Pentacle. You know, there's all these like they're all very rigid male figures, and then there's this one light floaty female figure, and also the grasshopper, you know. So there's in sort of very heavy masculine energy, the one escape. And this is, you know what this is? This is going to be when Venus goes into Sagittarius. That's what it is. That will be when that turns around. So it may be a feeling a little bit like also like a little bit psychologically oppressive week, where you're like trying to figure out some very heavy things, trying to make some very heavy decisions. And actually what this is saying is you don't have to make that decision right now. You can step back from this and step into this energy and then come back to it perhaps when there's more information available. Because again, making any decision, you know, we've been in Mercury's shadow since mid-month. So we don't know the full story of what we need to know. And since Mercury's in Scorpio, he's going to dig up everything. He will leave no stone unturned and will go to the absolute depths. Anyone who knows people with Mercury in Scorpio, like my daughter, you don't get off with an easy answer to any of their questions, right? They will hammer and hammer and hammer and hammer until they have enough details to put together the first picture, or the full picture, excuse me. So this Mercury retrograde is going to unveil a lot of wisdom and a lot of truth. Um, so, if there's this kind of sort of Saturn and Capricorn, worried about the money, worried about collecting more, having more, being more, showing off kind of thing, Mercury is going to kind of be like, he'll be focusing on these two aspects, like digging up the knowledge. Since this is the moon card, also it's about things coming to light, secrets coming out from underneath. And this also card talks about like forgetting what you think you know and being open to new information coming in. So like I said, it seems to me that can be some heavy energy this week. May feel like very oppressed by the patriarchy and by some sort of obsession to be the richest, the best, and there's that little like kind of Capricornian goat here. So Saturn, particularly since we are Aries, that Saturn fight with Mars may feel really hard. And this actually makes me think a little bit of Mars in Libra too. So this looks like this will be a fight here between those two elements where, and then there's this going on. So take a break into this. Let's look at the cards here for what advice is for you. But that said, so like if you find yourself in these like oppressive male energies here, or feeling like you're obsessing over the money or obsessing over the status or obsessing over how something looks to other people, kind of like let go of that, because like just check that, leave that energy to the side or get as far away from it as possible and get into kind of this other place, right? This beginner mind, this place where anything is possible. This place where you can flip this on its head and feel free, so what needs to happen to get out of this sort of rigid oppression of monetary or material weight, and what can help you feel intellectually lighter at the end of the day, and a little bit more pleasant. It sounds like an escapist reading, but I don't actually, it's like, I don't advise, it's not, my advice is not like, ignore all this and just go out and get drunk, which they're all drinking down here, so that's like not it. It's actually a next level of Zen, like being able to detach from these energies and find the joy in situations that, because these rigid male figures are still here, but these are kind of like the shining light moments, right? So if you can move into this space of free like a jumping grasshopper, shining like a shiny star, floating like a balloon, that will sort of free you from the rest of this, because all of this is weighing you down. And again, there's nothing, whatever this choice that you have to make, and there is a choice because it's Mars square Saturn, you don't have all the information yet, so you can't do it. So that's what the Mercury retrograde is about. And again, I don't think it will actually, you'll be able to make this decision until November 22nd when Mars actually moves into Scorpio. And in a constructive relationship with Saturn. So let's look at these for a second. And okay, if you have picked this one, your card is the Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. And this is a 10, which is a 1. So let's read that. Your message is, Buffalo Spirit comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude and the extraordinary potential available to you when you adopt a mindset of abundance, right? So instead of like, I have to have, I need more, I got to collect more, I have everything I need already. The ancient people of the Americas saw the buffalo as a symbol of abundance because the herds roamed far and wide and provided so many gifts: the meat, the hide, the bones. The tribes who hunted the buffalo used every bit of them, wasting nothing, appreciative of the abundance. So too do you have many gifts available to you. Buffalo spirit appears to let you know that you are in a powerful time to manifest your desires, not by forcing or pushing, but rather by following a natural path that rises up before you, right? So that's like what I said. There's not much you can do about it right now, so you might as well chill out. Trusting that there's always plenty to go around, whether it be love, money, inspiration, or support. It's all there for you to claim. When you are grateful, you immediately align yourself with the truth that the world is rich and teeming with resources. There is always more than enough, and you are always enough. Okay, let's do this card. If you picked this one, you got the mouse spirit. Tend to small things. And this is a 4. So let's see what that is. 4 is like very practical, cornerstone energy, like Virgo-y. So the humble mouse pays attention to the smallest details, and mouse spirit calls on you to notice the nuances and the fine print at this time. In your eagerness to meet your goals and pursue your dreams, it's easy to forget the importance of clear communication and tending to the little things, including people's subtle signs that they are unhappy, as well as the small voice inside of you that says, this doesn't feel right. Take your time to sniff out what you need to know. There's that Mercury retrograde. Is there some detail or nuance about how you engage others or operate in the world that is key to your success, but you've too readily dismissed as nothing big or nothing special? Mouse spirit reminds you that what seems small may be, and there's that thing that we talked about, may be more important and powerful than you think. So look again. Do not underestimate yourself or your potential for co-creating something amazing when you pay attention to the details. Okay, and the last one is chameleon spirit. Act as if. That's the fake it till you make it, which is actually like a thing. It's a neurological thing that if you believe it and you behave, it's kind of like that law of attraction thing, except it's not like prepare your space, as if you actually have to physically like feel the sensation. When your brain feels that sensation of what it is that you want, and you can do this through visualizations, you just have to have that like physical sensation of achieving that which you desire, as opposed to just a mental setting up your house kind of thing. It's actually more about your physical and emotional state. The more you practice that habit of feeling like you are whatever it is that you want to be, your brain will get in the habit of believing it and will start on a subconscious level, because what you have to move is the subconscious. On a subconscious level, we'll start paying more attention to cues that are in line with where you now believe you are supposed to be. So it's kind of like that professional advice that they give you: don't dress for the job you have, dress for the job you want, right? Because then people start seeing you as if you were that person, as opposed to who you are. And that's already half the battle. So let me shut up and read this. Did I say 41? It's 14, sorry. Okay, so chameleon spirit shares her gift with you today to prepare you for changes that will greatly benefit you. Outer conditions are changing, and you're required to come into harmony with them so you can co-create your greatest dream. Feeling sensitive? Good, because that will come in handy, enabling you to determine how to best adapt to your environment, interesting, and the people in it, while at the same time maintaining your integrity and inner equilibrium. Even if you feel like you're in uncharted territory, chameleon spirit has complete faith in your ability to fit in and learn the lay of the land, adapting as necessary. This is a fortunate time to act as if and do as others do until the new way feels familiar and completely natural. Life is offering you a great lesson now. Adapting isn't about losing yourself. It's about learning how to dance with others. Okay, so those are the cards for the week. I will see you on Monday with the new moon reading. Take care. Ciao.